My name's Nabashia Saida Sheila. I work with Malula Protein Limited as an extension agent. I'm going to talk about on what's needed if you want to start BSF. If you want to start black soldier fly rearing, first of all, you need to have waste. And that waste is a must. If you don't have waste, there is no need of starting BSF, because these larvae, they eat, they really need to eat. You don't need to starve them. The first thing you should have is waste. If you don't have waste, you can't do BSF because those larvae need to eat. First of all, this waste, if you are to start feeding it to the baby larvae, you need to first let it ferment, like 4 days. We have different types of waste, like jackfruit, let me say market waste. All fruits can work. You can use poultry waste, you can use cow dung or pig waste. They all work. But for them to be used as feeds for black soldier flies, you need to first ferment them like for 4 days. When you like for poultry waste, you don't need to chop, but other wastes, if you are going to use, you ferment. After fermenting, you chop it into small pieces, because these larvae, they can't eat easily or pass through those big pieces of waste. You need to chop it into small pieces. After chopping it, then it's ready to be fed to those larvae. Those larvae, like the ones we start with, are very small. We call them baby larvae or 5-day-old larvae, or some shortened to 5 days. Those larvae, they can't eat those big pieces, so we have to chop it first into small pieces. After chopping it, you get the place where you are going to rear them from. And rearing these larvae, we can rear in different things. Some use cat jerry cans, some use drums, some can build bins, some can use pits. You dig your pit, you put in a tarpaulin or any polythene bag whereby the larvae can grow from. So after that, you get your chopped waste. When you chop it, you put it where you're going to rear your baby larvae from, or in the jerry cans, or in a pit, or in a bin, or in drums, or in small basins. Some call them butasa, but you can use them. After that, when you put your waste, you get your baby larvae and you put them in that waste where you're going to rear them from. Those baby larvae are always put on top, since they are still babies. They are put on top and they eat while going down. You are not supposed to put them down and put waste, because if you put the baby larvae first down and then you put waste, they might die, because they are not so strong to eat while going up. So for them, they eat while going down. And within 7 days, they will be ready to be harvested. And those types of harvesting, you can harvest using, we call them sorters, or those wire mesh, where the wire mesh, you can use them to sort the larvae from the waste. If you are sorting using that, you can get the whole jerry can where you are rearing your maggots. You get the jerry cans, then you pour the whole thing on the wire mesh, and those larvae will start going through. And it is done always in a sunny day, like in sunshine. So those larvae will start passing through, like they will be thinking about they are running from sunshine and they will be harvesting themselves. So they pass through that wire mesh as they are going down. When you put a tarpaulin down or any polythene, so they pass through and you remain with the waste on top, which is the fertilizer also. That's one way of harvesting. The other way you can harvest, if you have time, you can use your hands. Like those larvae, if you're harvesting, they are always down. So the things they have eaten in, they are always on top. So you always remove that dry thing, or those dry waste on top, and the larvae will continue going down. So when they go down, again the waste comes on top. You again remove until you see that you are remaining with larvae only. That's the other way of harvesting. You can use that one. So if you are done harvesting your larvae, they are ready after 7 days. They are ready to be given to your poultry, your pigs, your ducks, any animal you have. they are ready to be given. Or if you want, you can dry them. And this process of drying, it's not that you get the live maggots and put them in the sunshine. No. If you want to dry them, you just have to boil water, and it boils, not like warming it, but boiling. It boils. After boiling the water, you get your fresh larvae, which you finished harvesting and has no waste, or you can even first wash it before killing them. You get your larvae, which you've already harvested. You dip them in that hot water, which has boiled. After dipping it, like for 2 seconds, they will be dead all. You can dry them on the sun, though it might take a bit longer, or you can fry them. Some can fry them. They can be fried like 5 hours. You can be frying those maggots. After frying them, then they can be ready to be given to or mixed in the animal feed. What quantity of waste we are supposed to use when rearing, like in different rearing units, or jerry cans, or using the pit, the bin. First of all, if you are using jerry cans, the 20-liter jerry cans, if you've cut it into two, one side of it, you can use like 3 kilograms of waste in that jerry can, and then you put 40 grams of baby doll in that jerry can. For us, we use these cover tops of the jerry cans, the big jerry cans. We use 4 of them because we measured them and each had 10 grams. So you use that top of the jerry can and you put in the jerry can of 3 kilograms of waste. And if you are to use the pit, that pit can consume 100 kilograms of waste. A pit, 100 kilograms of waste and 1 kilogram of baby larvae. That's the amount that can be used in a pit if you are to use a pit. And that pit, it shouldn't be so big. It should be of a medium size, and the larvae grow there better. Like it's the best way of rearing. The larvae can grow big and of the same size if you are using a pit or a bin. But for the jerry cans, you need a big space. Like you can get how should I call it? You need a house. Should I say a house? Yeah, you may need a house, and you put some shelves, and you need a lot of jerry cans to rear those maggots. I encourage farmers to start this maggot farming because it's very nice and enjoyable, and it can make farmers to save. If you are rearing maggots, you can save and reduce on the costs of feeds. Because if you use these maggots, they have a lot of, let me say, ingredients in them. If you are to use them, you reduce on other, how do they call them? On other ingredients you are using in poultry feeds, in animal feeds. You reduce them if you are to use maggots at a low percentage. And yet maggots are not even expensive, or you don't even put in much, except only having your baby larvae and the waste. And yet the waste is not bought, it's free of charge. So you can save when you are using this BSF larvae. It's really cheap, and your costs of feeding will be reduced.